Hello folks, Bubba here, bringing you a little World of Tanks again. I'm hopeful, and I have been hoping that World of Warships will come out with a replay system, but they don't have that just yet. So most of the stuff you're going to see is probably tanks, unless I sit down and specifically record warships. So, this is not my name, and this is not my tank. This is on steps, and I was running the AMX CDC, which is a premium French Tier 8 medium tank. This gentleman is Versatile Boar, and I'm trying something a little different, so I'm going to run with him for a minute. He's got a Batchat 25T. This is a spotter. It's a fairly nimble, fairly quick. Obviously, you can see how fast he's going there. What is that, 64 kilometers an hour? It may be listed as a medium, but you play it like a light tank, right? And I'm doing this for a particular reason. This won't last very long, so bear with me. Anyway, so the AMX CDC, I'm doing, like I said, if you saw the last video, I'm doing a mercenary contract. So I had 16 or 17 tanks that would fit the bill, and the CDC was a premium tank. One of my highest tier premium tanks. It gets 15% XP bonus. So, in the hopes of grinding out the XP, I'm just running that guy. The gun is solid. It's about an 8-second reload, so it's, for me, it's a little on the long side. It has no armor. Does not take a hit, and you'll see it in a second here. But so we're running with this dude. So he's got 1 spot and 2 assists. So the assists are the green ribbons. There's the second spot. The assists are the green ribbons, meaning when he's looking at somebody, and he's the one doing the spotting on that tank, someone else delivered damage to the tank that he's actively spotting. So he's gone. He lived for a minute and 56 seconds. Right? Minute and 56. The first or second player dead on the team. And I'm showing you that for a purpose. So here's the AMX CDC. It looks, the turret looks nice and sleek and everything, but everything's flat. This thing has no armor. It doesn't bounce a damn thing. If it bounces, I laugh my ass off, because that's the only bounce you're going to get all game. It just does not bounce a shot. And I actually might have bounced one this game at some point. I'd have to go back and see if I remember. So, same map, and you're going to see him off to my right? He went up the gut here a little late, but he went up the middle, which is a fine, it's acceptable. That's perfectly fine. The problem here, the meta on this gameplay is everybody goes left. The heavies go left, right? And if you're top tier and you're a heavy tank, even if you're a 7, like a T20, T29, you want to go left. Put that hull down and get on the left side. So no one's left. And I was having a bad run on this day of tanks just not going to the positions they should, so I wanted to fill the gap. Well, you can't fill the gap with this tank. This is not going to do the job of a heavy tank. You can't force a round peg in a square hole kind of thing. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm just going to wait. And so if the team wants to do that, that's the deal. And I've said this to Grip, and some of the guys remember me saying this, and they have to remind me of it as well, is you need to make your problem the team's problem. You know, your problem can't just be yours, because then no one seems to give a shit. You have to make sure that the rest of your team gets detected and starts getting shot at by the guys that you're going to get shot at. Because this thing won't bounce. No one's going to come to my rescue. No one seems to give a shit if you cry help. You know, it's just like in real life. If someone's screaming help on the street, nobody comes. If you yell fire, everybody wants to see a fire, so they will come. So the psychology behind it is yell fire if you need help and you're getting attacked, or you're getting your car stolen, or whatever the deal is. Someone's going to assault you. You yell fire, and people look, and at least you have a witness, and maybe some people will come forward. There's other psychology things to that, and crowds and whatnot, but be that as it may, we'll stop there. So I had a Kronwagen off to my left, and he was trying to help and doing what he should do. Problem is, I feel bad. You shouldn't go out there alone, and I'm not telling him to go do it alone, but I'm not going to go and risk my life to save him, because then instead of one tank dying, 2 tanks will die. It would be him and me. So he's dead. Now he's dead in 12 minutes and 22 seconds, so that's what? Less than 3 minutes in the game. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds, let's say. He lived. So that didn't help. Right? So the left side's got some issues. If myself and this waffle are next to me, because this is a tier 10 match, so I am bottom tier medium, and I'm soft as anything. This armor is as thick as the tin foil in your drawer. Sorry about that. Little editing mix-up over there. So there is no armor on this darn thing, you know. So I shoot a guy. Whatever, no big deal. It doesn't really mean a hill of beans. I'm just trying to get some damage in. I need XP for this op. You get more XP when you win, which is great, but even being bottom tier in a tier 10 match, you get more XP for doing damage to higher tier tanks. So this waffle's over here trying to help, and I appreciate that, but he shouldn't be here either. He really shouldn't, because he's not fast enough to run away. He's got no armor, essentially like me. And I'm gonna leave. What am I gonna do here? There's no point. I'm gonna run to the other side of the base. The reason is, even if I stay there and spot, who's gonna shoot the guys that I'm spotting, right? So this waffle's got six rounds if he takes that gun upgrade. All right, so the RD shot him. Okay, so I've got 2 RDs there, maybe looking my way. I'm not 100% sure where they're looking. Obviously, that guy was. I'm running away and shooting behind me at the time. Okay, so that guy dies. So we had the support. Great. With randos, because I don't have grip, I don't have eagle, I don't have reject with me. I've got nobody. I can't trust them. I don't know what their skill is. I don't know what their thought process is. I don't know where they're looking. I can't trust them. So you saw me way over on the west side of the flank, trying to support, doing a little spotting. I only had 2 hits, nothing big. So here I separate the camera. Now, while I'm over here, this guy that you just first saw, a versatile boar, and this happens to people, it's funny how this happens, but you'll see at the end, or towards the end. He says, "What are spotting sitting behind artillery?" That's what he says. And I'm just reading his message off Xbox. So either he doesn't know how to speak English, or he's not from the US, whatever. I said, "Nothing. What are you spotting?" Right? So he says, "Did my job and did solo because you hide behind artillery. Nice fail. Stick to TDs. You are useless spotting." Fine. Number one, you don't know what... You're not following anything. You don't know what's going on, because clearly you didn't see me off on the left trying to get to the position you should. I'm not hiding behind artillery. I'm in a bush trying to spot what's coming over the ridge. Now, you see our guys here on the left, because I looked at the mini-map. I'm like, great, we had a wall of guys sitting on the ridge trying to spot or trying to get shots in. Well, they're not doing it because they're invisible. The other team sees them too. They've got 2 artilleries. They've got, what, 4 TDs? They're going to get lit up. And what happened, right? The Borsa got destroyed. Not rocket science. They're not doing anything over there. When the right side pushes heavy, you've got to push because the left side failed. So you took it upon yourself to not go to the left where heavies typically should, or ideally would like to go, and you went right. That's fine, but now you've took on that responsibility to go right. That's how I see it in my eyes, right? So I replied to this noob and I said, "You died way before I did, and no, dying 3 minutes in isn't doing your job." And I said 3 minutes. He actually made it a minute and 50, what do we say, 53 seconds? I said, "You're no spotter genius." That was the end of our conversation. I didn't have the rest of that conversation here because I was trying to do some other things. So I'll tell you now, I didn't give a crap if we lost. I really didn't, because it's like, great, I get another fucking noob team. What else am I going to do? I'm not going to try to carry this shit. Screw them. I'll just find another game. But I want to do some damage while I can. And any higher tier tank is good for me. This seems to happen to players that know what they're doing, and the people that wind up doing it are the people that don't know how to play. And I'll show you where he finishes at the end of the game, and I'll show you where I finish at the end of the game. So now we sort of clawed this back a little bit. I'm not comfortable with the layout and the positioning, but it is what it is. We're clawing back the numbers, so it's even. I feel like they've got more real estate than they do. So anyway, I go up to this bush. I want to see if anybody's coming up the middle. I don't see anything. I think one of his messages comes through around here, and I'm sure he's watching me, and I don't give a shit because I don't care if we win or lose. Again, I have nothing to lose. I'm on a grind. I need XP. I don't need kills, nothing like that. And I'm comfortable with the fact that I'm doing the best I can with the bottom. You got to remember, bottom tier medium tank. This thing's got 0 armor. It's got as much armor as the aluminum foil sitting in your kitchen right now. It's terrible. I need the team to come and do something. I will spot, I will support, I'll try to track him. I'll do whatever I can. I honestly will, but I'm not taking him head on. So I get a little shot in, but the damage on a tier 10 isn't going to be stellar, you know. Now, once I got spotted here, I wasn't comfortable with this position at all. Yes, it's a little dip, but they've still got 2 artillery up. They've essentially got nothing else to shoot at, really. Artillery, for the most part, for some reason, seem to like to shoot at, you know, the bottom tier tanks, which I don't prioritize when I'm artillery. I want to shoot the big honking heavies, something with some armor. So you see right there, that artillery clobbered me for almost everything I've got. All right, fine. It gets it going off the map. Maybe he's looking that way. It's convenient. It's easy. I'm not behind a rock. So now I'm anticipating all the artillery fire is going to come to me. There's another one. So it gets them off the rest of my team. They don't have to worry about it, but I need to stay alive. I'm mobile. I'm trying to help the team. I feel I have more confidence in my skills than these other players. No, maybe they're good players and maybe they have more skill than me. I understand. But I haven't seen it yet, you know, because they went to the right. They all lined up like cattle. So now I'm spotted. I pan the camera to the right to see if that was anything to the right spotting me. So the guys clean up that dude. Fantastic. I love it. I appreciate it. I got hammered by artillery. For the veterans in tanks, you feel like if you take a shot from the artillery, you're doing your job. You're absorbing this damage. Nobody else took it, but you did. Yeah, unfortunately, it was a ton. I mean, he didn't really miss at all. He just clobbered the hell out of me. Thank God nobody died. I don't know if I broke any modules. I might have broke one because I used a repair kit here along the way. So the second part of the message came through. This did my job in solo, whatever, you know. You did it solo is a lie. I wouldn't even call it YOLO because you didn't even attempt to shoot and kill anybody. You just drove out like an idiot and did nothing for the team. You spotted 2 things. I think at the end of the match you got 1,200 assists. 1,200 assists is great. Some people don't do that in an entire match. That's fine. But with a batch at, you could get 2,000, 3,000 or more damage in an entire match. I cut that little section out. I was sitting there doing nothing. Actually, I think I messaged him back. But nothing was happening in the game. So it didn't really, you're not missing anything there. I didn't cut out anything that I failed or he failed or whatever. So this one guy's a one piece. I think it's the T-29, the guy off to the left. Or not the T-29, the little tank destroyer right there. T-28 prototype, my bad. He's got to go. I've got to be able to clean him out. I load on AP, and it doesn't show you in the replay. It doesn't show you, usually in the replays when you're playing live, you see where all the ribbons are in the upper right hand corner. Underneath the green ribbon would be a number, and that's your damage. And it keeps that live. On PC, they get a damage, they get assist, I believe, and they also keep track of who shot at you, what you bounced, and what type of shell it was. They get a lot of information that way. Us scrubs on console, we don't get that stuff yet. But the damage number is fairly new as of, let's say 6 months ago or so. So it is helpful to see. So I've got a little bit of damage, nothing crazy, but I've got to clean up this low health guy. So I do load AP. So like I said, it doesn't show you that I clicked over to AP, but I did. And it doesn't keep track of these shell counts properly for some reason. So we're a little light on tanks. I'm a little nervous about that, but our waffle, my waffle, had the tier 10 German auto-loading tank destroyer. It takes him about a minute to reload. All right, so I cleaned up that guy. So it takes that guy about a minute. So I'm just buying time. There's no rush. They've got 2 artillery. If we spot them, we should be able to clean them up in the amount of time we've got left. So I'm reasonably comfortable with that. One of them presents himself. I think I had AP loaded, which is not what you need and not really what you want for artillery, but I'm not wasting any time switching over. I didn't lead him enough that second shot, and I learned from my mistake, clean him up there. If games end like this, the time runs out and we're up 3-2, we win on number of tanks. If it's even, let's say it's 2-on-2 or 1-on-1, or even if it's 5-on-5 at the end, it goes by damage. Who's done the most damage to the other team? So we're up by a tank. We've got the last guy left. I'm not too worried. Right here I was going to try to side scrape and spot for the guy, and then I said, you know what, forget this. He's going to move in. I saw the waffle moving in, the tier 10 German tank destroyer. If everybody's going to converge on this guy, I need to participate and go and help. So even if I died, I take this shot. The guy's reloading for, let's say, 8 to 10 seconds, whatever, and my team gets a chance to kill him. That's fine. I'm all for working as a team. But at the beginning of this match, there was nobody working as a team. That's why it didn't bother me. If they're going to lose, I let the team lose. I'm not going to try to save it for you morons. But you'll see here we win. 50 seconds left. I don't know how he pulled it out. My theory is I'm going to let the team fail. You want to fall flat on your face, you want to fail, fine, that's up to you. But I'm not going to try to save it. So now you'll see top on the board. Yes, when you're a tier 8 playing in a tier 10, I don't have to do a whole lot. 1700 damage isn't a lot, 2 kills isn't a lot. But when you're a tier 8 doing work in a tier 10 match, you get rated well for that. And here is our cupcake. The bat chat did no damage, 1200 assists, you spotted 2 tanks, and you just took it like a champ, 4 shots right in the butt. You drove up 1.2 kilometers and died. Second to last in the team, you did nothing, which means you don't know how to spot, you don't know how to drive a light tank, and you don't know how to play. So, there's the noob, and appreciate your time, guys. And remember, keep your stick on the ice.